Time's up. Let's do this.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, very good afternoon once again. Now we're just done with our break. We're going into hot fire bullet train mode, and we're now looking at the BlizzCon Community Qualifier Round 6, the last round in this BO3 Swiss Phase 1. In Phase 1, it's an open format tournament where everyone is allowed to take part. It's a BO3, you're gonna have to summon your classes, and effectively the rules are very simple. The winner will use the same class, the losers will have to change class. With that said, going forward, top 8 of Phase 1 will move on to Phase 2, which in Phase 2 is a different ball game altogether. Single elimination BO5 between top 8 players in Phase 1, and effectively 2 players from the Philippines will then qualify for the BlizzCon Americas Regional Tournament. That one is the big one that we're looking at. Of course, they will have the honor of carrying their flag into that, and it's a direct seat, so it's definitely something that's pretty much hankered after, since getting top 16 in ladder is not always possible. That said, you're joined today by both me, Babael, as well as Katips. I hope you guys enjoy our just presence in general, and we'll be bringing you a game now between Chalk as well as kArNaGe. Katips, how you doing, man?
I'm doing well. It's been a long afternoon of Hearthstone. Nice to see our community in the Philippines coming out to play. We had 65 players at the start of the tournament. A bit more signups than that, but it's nice to see a lot of players still show up and play. And we are now watching a game between kArNaGe and Chalk, who are both undefeated right now in the bracket at 5-0 after 5 rounds of Swiss. So we are going to see now kArNaGe potentially running mid-range Hunter, and Chalk running Control Warrior with the presence of Fiery War Axe and Gramash and Acolyte of Pain. How do you feel about this matchup?
Well, I really like the fact that we have a pretty exciting round so far, but it's good to note that both these players do bring Hunter to today's Phase 1, and effectively, I haven't really mentioned this, but if they go on, which they will, into Phase 2, they will effectively be fighting for they will have the chance to change their class, of course, but they'll be fighting for the seat to represent Philippines. And between Hunter and Garrosh here as the warrior, I actually kind of favor Garrosh a little bit better. But this Hunter, it really depends on what kind of Hunter he runs. Personally, I kind of like warrior, but I know you like Hunter, so.
Oh, definitely. Hunter brings home the bacon. Animal companion is bacon, so very good. So yeah, we're gonna go now straight into kArNaGe's second turn. He's just gonna use Hero Power. Web Spinner on the board. One of the new Nexramas cards for Hunter has become quite popular. It's probably in every Hunter deck. 1/1 is also, I mean, it's decent for its stats, but the benefit is the RNG is sometimes can give you a nice minion. I've seen it give Savannah Lions. I've gotten King Crush a couple of times. Mukla. All of these beasts are all fair game for Web Spinner. So it's a nice bit of RNG, adds a little flavor to the Hunter class. Very, very appropriate for the class. So it's nice to see Web Spinner. Nice to see all of these new cards, all of these new beasts, and this new mid-range Hunter after the next meta.
Absolutely, and what I like about that is the fact that it provides all the cards that are beasts, not just in your deck, but also cards that are not in your deck, and that's what is so famous about it, or rather that's what's so good about it. Really just giving you a wild RNG. The wild King Crush appears. If you have one King Crush, that's gonna be the second one right there. It's really, it adds an element of fun to this game. It makes Hearthstone fun again for hunters. It really does.
Unless you keep on getting parrots like I do.
Okay, parrots. If you get parrot, then it's not so fun. But
I'm
really,
so sick of the parrots.
The thing is that the real question here to ask is that is the Web Spinner viable in a competitive game where you try and reduce RNG factor as much as possible? I actually find it quite nice to note that most of the players here today actually find it to be, yes, it's actually quite viable, because even though it gives you a Silverback Petrarch, it still is a 1/1 for 1 and it's free 1/4 at that. And also, the 1/4 is in the hand. It's always viable to have minions like that. It also stacks very well with Kill Command, because it's just a 1-drop, plus it gives you so much burst, as you can see here in this game, that I think the Berserker just went down like that.
Yep. So Chalk, you can see from his hand, he is now using one of the Nexramas cards from this week in the Construct Quarter, which is the Death's Bite. So very, very good against aggro decks. It deals 3 damage by itself, with an additional 1 damage to all minions once it goes away. So very nice weapon, nice for anti-aggro, and I think fits appropriately quite well in the Control Warrior deck. So Houndmaster going down now for kArNaGe. It's going to bring up the Web Spinner up to 3/3 and survive the attack against the Harvest Golem, leaving the Damage Golem and a 3/1 Web Spinner. So here comes Cruel Taskmaster, going to take out the Web Spinner. Let's see what it gives kArNaGe. I can't actually see his screen right now. So Fiery War Axe also going to go down for Chalk. He's going to take out the Houndmaster, leaving board control in his favor. So what is the what are the options right now for kArNaGe?
For kArNaGe, he's looking pretty good. He's got like double Stubbing Buzzard. He's got one UTH. He's not really afraid of extra minions on the board. He also has got one Tundra Rhino, and it's really good because it just gives all the beasts a good charge. Right now, what I want to see is Stubbing Buzzard into UTH. I think it's very valid play. He draws 2 cards for him, and it may not be fantastic, but at least it replenishes the cards he used here. And he gets 1 Kill Command and 1 Haunted Creeper. Haunted Creeper, of course, it's very good. In fact, I actually would like to see Spectral Spiders being beasts as well, because that would be just nice. Gonna be so OP.
Yeah, I totally agree. So, Spectral Spiders, of course, are not beasts because they are ghosts technically. While the Haunted Creeper itself is a beast, unfortunately, they don't get the same beast value from the second round. So you can't have some insane synergy with Starving Buzzard or stuff like that, or still be able to do a 5 damage kill command off of the Spectral Spider. But that's okay. I mean, 2 to cast 1/2, effectively 2 to cast. What's my math? 3/4. So that's not so bad. So Chalk now on his turn 5 because he's gonna draw into his second Death Spite. Wow. Okay.
Okay.
He's ready for these hunters.
Exactly. He is ready. He knows that kArNaGe has been playing Hunter. He has got a good 30 minutes to think about it, and it decides to go with this variation of the warrior with double Death Spite. The real question here is, does it still run Arcanite Reaper? Does it run Gorehound? Does it run this? I think he runs the War Axe. We saw that a little bit earlier. But moving forward, with Death's Bite added into his arsenal of weapons here, Garrosh is effectively going to be able to deal a lot of facial damage, and kArNaGe, unfortunately, may not be able to survive that. He doesn't have as much weapons, he's got a lot of minions there, but even then, so what? He doesn't really have the draw mechanics he requires. He used up 1 UTH Starving Buzzard combo, he doesn't even have his the synergy, or rather the tempo that the hunter really needs here. He's actually gonna blow a second kill command on the Azure Drake. The Drake's gonna go down just like that, and the 1/2 is not afraid of the 2/1 because it's gonna spawn 2/1/1s.
Yep. So it's now Chalk's game to maintain his board control. Oh, Death Spite is 4/2. That's awesome. So it's now Chalk's task to not overcommit his minions. Just be wary that there's a second kill command in kArNaGe's arsenal, and try and control the board. Try and get as much draw as you can. From the Acolyte of Pain. Try and get as much armor as you can from the future Armor Smith, and try and maintain his removals. He has to be very careful about not being inefficient with his removals, because Control Warrior, of course, as we know, has a lot of removals. He has Execute, Slams, Shield Slams, and you have stuff like Cruel Taskmaster to take out the weenies. So Chalk has to be very careful to maintain board control, and he will do that with Death Spite. That is a very strong tech card against Hunter, I believe.
It is, yes, because I have not mentioned this before, but Hunters has got a lot of 1 health minions, and it's, in fact, I actually used this to fight against Grobulus, I think. Was it Grobulus, the one that has got permanent equality?
Yeah.
Or was that a zombie? I don't know. But anyway, one of them. It's really so effective, because now what's going to happen is that he has got 3/1 health minions on the board, and Death's Bite is going to proc next turn. It's just going to kill. He's just actually going to deal 4 damage to face and clear the board while he's at that. That's just the power of that card. So if you don't bring Ooze to a fight against Death's Bite, you're going to get bitten by death. Okay.
Oh my gosh, that's really good value. That's pretty much a swipe from Death's Bite. And he has another one in hand. Yeah. Okay, so Armor Smith potentially coming down.
Yeah.
It's not going to give him much value. It's just going to take 1 armor by using Death Spite. Oh, okay, 2 armor, including itself. So Taskmaster might come down, just trying to get more value from the Armor Smith by getting 1 more armor before using up Death Spite. So here comes, 3 damage now from the Acolyte of Pain. Here comes Death Spite, and it's going to clear the board for kArNaGe. kArNaGe, with 5 cards left in hand, drawing 1 more into his turn, is gonna do it. Well played. He is down to 13 health. Is he gonna concede this game?
I think he might. He might just do that. He knows that he's up against a force that probably doesn't really, isn't really afraid of anything. Also, do note that I think kArNaGe actually stacks very well with Death's Bite. so well. Okay, he's gonna draw first with Timberwolf. He's actually gonna get the very interesting Haunted Creeper, and he's gonna expose the Tundra Rhino. He's gonna weaponize all of them. He might just be able to kill them all. He needs to make sure he runs the other beast before the Tundra Rhino first, unless the Rhino doesn't die. So he's gonna kill the Armor Smith first, which is good.
Yep. So Death's Bite working out really well for Chalk. It gave him a nice bit of momentum, cleared out his entire board, and he has another Death's Bite on the way. And for turn 8, or for future turns, he also has Grommash, who is still green in this universe of Hearthstone. Probably brown after some card errata later on. He still has Execute. He has a lot of armor. He's effectively 25 health right now. And still a long game for a Control Warrior to control. So still a lot of options coming up for him.
Still a lot of options indeed. So here, we're now looking at Chalk's turn. He gets a Spellbreaker. Spellbreaker doesn't really matter. He's actually going to use Death's Bite here. Yeah, Death's Bite is going to make sure that he can kill the 2/4. And next turn, he can play Grommash, in which he will proc Death's Bite, and Grommash will do 10.
That's a fantastic observation. Death's Bite can... Yeah, so he can save playing Grommash into the next turn, kill something with the last proc of Death's Bite, and get the 1 damage, putting Grommash into charge territory and 10 attack. So that's pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, and he might also want to consider running the 2/1 into the 2/1 to just kill the buzzer there. And effectively, I think the Crow Taskmaster doesn't mind the sacrificial gesture of himself. Looks pretty good. Since Death's Bite, really, you don't really need that much synergy with Death's Bite. Its job here is just to kill the Tundra Rhino because it's being a pain in the ass, as well as the fact that he can weaponize a Grommash next turn just by dealing 4 damage. He doesn't need to do anything else. It's actually a very simple decision to make here.
I wonder what he's thinking about. Is he thinking about silencing the buzzard first? Oh, he's gonna go for face.
Okay, he's not gonna go for my play because he's gonna level up his BM level a little bit. I think using Execute here, I don't know, was all that 5 minutes about thinking how to BM?
Why did he use Execute when... Oh, he's trying to drop... Okay, he's trying to drop kArNaGe down to within range of Grommash. I think he just wants to surprise him. kArNaGe...
But
kind
you know,
of...
you can still do 4 damage next turn, as well as you can still run 10 in. He's afraid of Taunt, but even with a Taunt, there's still the Spellbreaker, so I'm not really sure what his issue really is there. It doesn't make sense.
Okay, that's gonna be it.
So this is maximum BM, I guess. BM planned 1 turn earlier.
So that's gonna be a 10 damage Grommash, showing the power of the Horde for Chalk, and taking this first game against kArNaGe in this 6th round of Swiss. And match point for Chalk, possibly going undefeated into the brackets. So how do you feel about that Control Warrior performance?
I like that a lot. I really do, because that means that, you know, you have Chalk really prepared for this tournament. I have a feeling that he knows what he's doing, and the best part about it is that I think it's kind of fair to say that playing Death's Bite is something that I would not really expect going forward. Seeing how Death's Bite was just released, I think about a week back. It wasn't really strong last week in the Malaysia BlizzCon qualifier. We don't really see this deck until now. So a lot of extra synergy so far, and it's more like, what is the answer kArNaGe has to this? And I'm looking forward for a good series. So I'm wishing that it's going all the way down to the ace match.
Yep, that's right. So kArNaGe is going to face Garrosh with Garrosh. It's going to be Warrior versus Warrior. That's by coming into the hand of Chalk, and he also has a tech card in the form of the Kodo. So Kodo is able to take down Acolyte of Pain. It's able to take down Armorsmith. So that's a good counter card for a Warrior, to be honest.
It's fantastic. I really do like that. The Death's Bite is still here. It's still present. And we're now looking at a pretty poor hand for Chalk. He doesn't really have much to do for the first and second turn. Meanwhile, for kArNaGe, already with the Armorsmith up, pretty good stuff. He will also have the ability to weapon up next turn. And here comes the weapon. Speaking about weapon, oh my god. So Furry War Axe is definitely a viable play here. It will not kill the 1/4. That's the only concern he has. He might want to save the Kodo just to kill the 1/4 for this particular turn here.
Yep, that's right. So is he gonna... I wouldn't play Fiery War Axe myself because I want to save the charges for that. And also with turn 4 coming up, that could be overriding Death's Bite, overriding the Fiery War Axe if it still had any charges. So I think, is he gonna use it right now? I would armor up first myself. or maybe he doesn't want to save. I mean, he wants to save on mana for next turn.
Maybe.
So
He
thinking
can,
about it.
Yeah, he's definitely thinking about it here. He can also just go for face, which is what I think he will do. Yeah, there we go. And probably want to play Harvest Golem next turn, Dev's Bite then, and then kill the 1/4.
That's right. So waiting until turn 5 to drop his Kodo might be a good idea, just to get minimum value for kArNaGe in the form of the damaging the Armor Smith. So he's gonna take that 1 damage, no problem. That's just 1 damage. Here comes Taskmaster. I don't know about a Taskmaster into Fiery War Axe against the Armor Smith, giving him 2 armor, bringing him up to 29. Effective, I think. How would you think of that play? Cruel Taskmaster into just swinging for the
I
Armor
think
Smith.
I think it's a good idea, just to make sure he don't Cruel Taskmaster before he swings his X. So yeah, he's doing it in the right order. He picks up the Armor Smith, and 2 armor for kArNaGe is not really a big deal. He will have a free kill over the Cruel Taskmaster using the Fairy War Axe, which is the real purpose of him equipping the weapon in the first place. So that's about it. He's also gonna waste the armor. It's not like it's gonna snowball into one big amount of armor sum here, but Warrior versus Warrior in such a control deck, it is just going to be a very long game. Dev's Bite is going to kill the 1/3. They're just swinging weapons at each other a little bit here and there. And also kArNaGe does bring his very own version of the Dev's Bite there. He does have double execute and 1 whirlwind. So that's a lot of whirlwind for...
Yeah, so as you said, Control Warrior versus Control Warrior is a little bit of a long game. It's just Gromesh jabbing against Gromesh, trying to see if he can carve out an advantage, trying to make the most out of his weapons, and trying to make the most out of his removals. So it's basically a test to see who cracks first, who overplays, who gets not enough removal. kArNaGe also packing a Death Spite himself. 1 charge left on Chalk. No targets yet though. I think he can. It's safe to say he can try drawing into an Azure Drake. Maybe bait out 1 charge off of the Death Spite in the hands of kArNaGe. So let's see.
Yeah. Alright, so here I would say for sure that kArNaGe definitely would swing against Azure Drake. Azure Drake just draw him and Amani Berserker, but that's about it. kArNaGe Elite is going to deal 4 damage. And now back to Chalk. Chalk here effectively can trade with the kArNaGe Elite. But this is tricky. If he used Dev's Bite here, he needs to make sure that he doesn't play the Argent Commander first.
Yep.
If he plays the Argent Commander anyway, the shield is gonna go away very soon due to the Dev's Bite from kArNaGe hand, and it's really a lot of whirlwind in this game. If you have 2 warriors with a lot of whirlwind, what you get?
A lot of dust getting kicked up, especially in this Ogrimmar map, I think.
Yeah. I think so as well. It's just gonna be pretty much of a havoc here, and you will not see many minions survive because there's just a total of, I don't know, if both of them run 2 whirlwind, 2 Death's Bite, that's like 8 damage.
That's right.
From just
it's gonna be Control Warrior versus Control Warrior, low minion count already by itself, and then even lower minion count with both players packing a lot of removals. So it's now going to be an option of who can bait out more removals, who can bait out more usage of the weapon charges, and trying to survive until the end game. So we are about to go into turn 6 for kArNaGe. We are in turn 6 right now in Chalk. Quite a few options at his disposal. He can remove Cochrane with Death Spite. He can remove it with
Oh, the rope is working its magic right now, and Chalk is lagging so hard. What's his decision? He's going to play the Harvest Golem. He's also going to kill off that and pissed off his own Amani Berserker. Is that right? No, it's not.
Yep.
It's not angry.
It's not angry.
It's not angry. It's not pissed off. Why?
Huh.
Okay,
Why
so
did
he
that-
decides to run that first. Okay, he ran a weapon first, and then the effect took while he was playing the cards simultaneously. So here, apparently, he did it right because we're now gonna see Dev's Bite piss off the Amani Berserker, and Execute's gonna be used here. So kArNaGe doesn't really care. It's also gonna kill the damage bot. No, it's not gonna kill the damage bot. Okay. Now that's really mind-boggling. He thought it was gonna kill the damage bot, but it's not, because it's a simultaneous effect. So it means that Dev's Bite will only affect those that hasn't been impacted by Death Rattles yet. So that's something, guys, do take out your notebook and take note of.
Yep, so Death Spite really It's not figured out completely yet. As you said, this is new in this matchup. It's new as of this week from the Construct Quarter, and we're still learning about how it works. kArNaGe not expecting Damage Golem to survive the Death bite, but he is coming back with a Fiery War Axe. 17 health remaining for kArNaGe. Chalk still has a decent board, 4-2, fully shielded Argent Commander, and still the Damage Golem. He has Kodo for any shenanigans that come out in the form of the Armor Smith or the Acolyte of Pain. Whirlwind in his hand, Execute in his hand, and 16 health. Even at 1 health down, he still has a lot of options. So he still can remove something with the Argent Commander. Yep, so kArNaGe right now, thinking about it, 5 cards in hand, still 2 charges in his Fiery War Axe.
Oh yeah.
What are the options looking like for kArNaGe going into this turn? With
He does
7 mana
have
to-
he does have kArNaGe already. He's actually going to Whirlwind first, so that's going to make sure that the bubble's going to go away, and he's also going to kill the Argent Commander. Unfortunately, he's going to have to take 4 damage after armor. That's only going to be 2, but it's still damage taken there. And in this kind of matchup, we're now looking at 15 health against 16 health, both Garrosh. It's like a mirror matchup. For kArNaGe, he also has got Ragnaros, by the way.
So Ragnaros hasn't made an appearance yet in the stream so far for this tournament, not having the chance in the slightly faster meta with Zoo and Hunters running rampant. Chalk gonna choose to play his Kodo now. I think he wants to make something happen even without any targets for his Kodo. Just wants to get some bodies on the board. Maybe he's gonna inner rage the Kodo to bring it up to 5-4 and start doing some damage. He may be smelling blood because kArNaGe has 15 health left, and he may be smelling blood. Maybe he's expecting to draw into something that can help finish this for him.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's going to have to be a naked Kodo. But they're
Naked
naked
Kodo.
anyway, always.
Yeah.
So here comes Ragnaros. I think it's a bit of a risky play, though, because you don't know what's in the hand there for Chalk. It could be something that looks like an Execute, which he does have Execute, by the way, Whirlwind, and that's going to be enough, Inner Rage as well. So he needs to be very careful if you play something like Ragnaros. It could be a big bait for kArNaGe. When kArNaGe comes out, he could be unstoppable, but the real question here is, do you need kArNaGe to stay alive for 2 turns?
Yep, so it should have been a tell for him for Chalk playing the Kodo without any targets. He may be setting something up, so something to mentally file away just to make sure that why is he putting down a Kodo now? What's his game plan? So he has to think that maybe there's a Cruel Taskmaster, maybe there's an Inner Rage that might come into play, a Whirlwind that might come into play. So he's not going to take any chances. He's still going to take out the Armor Smith, and he's probably going to swing for the Kodo now. Is he going to waste his last charge? Okay, he's going to do it. So he's going to clear the board. He's back up to 14 health, 18 health now for Chalk. Armor Smith coming down
he needs
again.
minions right now for Chalk. If he keeps playing Armor Smith like that, they're not going to give him value. And at the same time, one Ragnaros, even if it doesn't go for the Armor Smith, it's just going to make sure that this game's going to be done here. Lower Thap also going to come out. And Lower Thap actually is a pretty good play. Unfortunately, he doesn't have Lower Thap to combo with Ragnaros, so I think he's just going to have to drop Lower Thap.
Yep, Lothab, of course, pretty good against Control Warrior because of the number of spells they use, but kArNaGe is instead going to play Ragnaros, going to go for the YOLO Rag, see if it hits the Armor Smith. Okay, that's a 50-50, it's going to hit the Armor Smith. Going to give one more armor to Chalk.
Oh, perfect, perfect Cruel Taskmaster. That means that he gets to execute the Ragnaros, but the real question is what happens next. Does he have enough to deal with the kArNaGe? But kArNaGe is not going to get pissed off, so I think it's still okay.
Yep, so if kArNaGe comes...
That's gonna do, Jack.
If kArNaGe comes into play, and that will force Chalk not to use his Whirlwind because that's going to piss off kArNaGe. 2-2 on the board for Chalk, not exactly the best board presence. kArNaGe has a lot of options in his hand. It's more like, okay, so here's the phase in the deck where Chalk doesn't have minions, but kArNaGe does. So if Chalk gets minion for the next few draw and kArNaGe keeps getting spell, this particular order in which the cards come out will mean that Chalk is unfortunately going to have to lose this game. That's right. So another Death Spite, his second Death Spite coming out for him. Unfortunately, not the most optimal target. He's probably just going to go for face.
Yep, he's going to bring down. Here.
He is, yeah, that's absolutely right. Chalk is going to go all in, going to try and drop kArNaGe as fast as he can before kArNaGe can choose to draw. or choose to play into his bigger threats. Alexstrasza, of course, big threat, gonna bring him back up to 15 if he chooses to use it against.
Oh my god, this is a mind game. There is nothing in Chalk's hand, but kArNaGe doesn't know this because he might be thinking, oh my god, he's got Grommash, he's got Inner Rage, he's gonna deal 10 damage next turn, and because of that, he's gonna force himself to play Alexstrasza when he could have just not, play that.
That's true. I mean, it's not a bad play. That's still an 8/8 body on the board and brings his health back up to a more manageable state. Like you said, he doesn't know what Chalk has in hand and that spite is about to go. He's gonna go for... Okay. Does
He's
he
gotta
choose to
execute. Going for face here kind of defeats the purpose because... Yeah, just 11 health. 11 health is out of Grommash range, so it doesn't really, doesn't really have an impact. But that's Alexstrasza that's gonna get executed. So that's the second execute, and that's gonna be a sign. In a good old Control Warrior back in February, we're now looking at, Grommash just really baiting out, and I believe, even in the Philippines, Lemnisky was one of the first players that played Control Warrior, and he knows the sound logic of protecting Grommash, just playing Alexstrasza, playing Ragnaros. Back then they played Ysera even, and all this legendary. That's why he's duped as the most expensive deck in Hearthstone. And Grommash comes out at the end just to finish it up. But they play Gorhao back then. I don't think they play Gorhao now.
Not with the new Death Smite meta, which is really good against the hard matchups for Warrior. Really fast decks, really small health minions. But now, this is the state of affairs for a Control Warrior versus Control Warrior. We have an empty board on turn 10.
Oh my god.
Spells in hand. kArNaGe, of course, having more options. He still has Grommash. Here comes Grommash now.
He's gonna deal for 4. He can't get angry. There is no one there to target his range. And here comes Grommash for Chalk here. Oh my god. The thing is, he cannot play Whirlwind. If he plays Whirlwind, the fellow Grommash is gonna get pissed off. His own Grommash is definitely gonna be a play this turn. The real question here is, does he Inner Rage Grommash just to kill kArNaGe? He doesn't need to care about that Grommash, but we only say this because we are thinking in Chalk's hand. But to be very honest, he needs to know that there's still a lot of answers in the hand of kArNaGe, and that includes the execute, the shield slam.
Yeah, so Whirlwind is going to be very dangerous to cast by Chalk. He must know that it's, even if he puts down his own Grommash and activate it with Whirlwind, he knows that kArNaGe, he should know at least, that kArNaGe still has execute in his hand. Might be quite dangerous. He's going to go for it anyway. Here comes Grommash. 12 damage, bringing down kArNaGe to 5. He's going to go all in on that one. Execute definitely going to come out now for kArNaGe, just to be able to take off that 12 damage threat. Shield blocks have not been used for either player, have they?
No. Okay, here's the thing. Definitely execute the Grommash. That's without any doubt. He's gonna have to do that. He's just actually betting with kArNaGe that he doesn't have execute by playing Grommash like that. I don't like that.
Unstable Ghoul, another tech card coming out from the new meta from Nax. 1/3, so it plays well into...
Oh, he's gonna slam his own... Okay, look at that. He's actually gonna slam his own Grommash. My god, the sun just beating the dead like that.
And that is it for Chalk. That is not gonna be enough. He's not gonna be able to get through that Ghoul. And here comes the Whirlwind.
Oh, second AOP.
Oh my gosh.
That's gonna be
AOP, why you wake up so late coming into this late game where you are not gonna matter? And now Grommash has a free and clear highway to the face of his son, Grommash.
Yeah, but the thing here is he cannot kill Garrosh. Grommash cannot kill Garrosh here. Cleave can be used, but that only is going to mean that Chalk is still going to draw a card. Chalk still has an out here in this game. And effectively, what's protecting kArNaGe is the Ghoul there. He needs to make sure that the Ghoul doesn't die.
Yep.
So he will still go for face, the Ghoul will still attack, and that's going to drop Chalk all the way down to 1 health.
Ooh, does Chalk still have a chance? He can Loatheb next turn, but that is 1 damage from the Ghoul. I think it's pretty much over. I'm not sure if Ghoul will deal damage to player characters also, or
no,
if it's
I don't
just for
think.
minions.
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
It doesn't. Just minions. Okay, so here comes the silence. But so what? It's not. This is not gonna cut it. Chalk's gonna have to drop his warrior. He's gonna have to pick a second class to go in a BO3. He does have the first game up, so he's still in this series.
Yep.
He can still draw 1 card first. Let's not despair. Okay, let's draw 1 card. Let's see what it is. Azudrake. Let's draw 1 more card and see what it is. Now with half the mana that we have beginning. It's a Harvest Golem. Wow, what a joke! You're drawing a Harvest Golem. You gotta be kidding me.
That is really unfortunate for Chalk, getting his early game minions towards the end where they do not matter at all against a furiously mad Grom Hellscream. And that is going to be the end of Chalk's warrior. He's going to be forced to change. Let's see what his other options are. He has Hunter and Warlock still in his stable. Match point for both players. He's now thinking about Warlock against Warrior. How do you feel about that matchup?
Warlock against Warrior. It really depends on draw for this. For me, if it's a Zoo deck, then really you're gonna have the nice curve whatsoever, and Garrosh, or rather the Warrior, shouldn't have any kind of mechanic for the Zoo to win. And for actually he runs Zombie Chow, so forget it. What the hell is this deck?
Zombie Chow, Trump's favorite new card. 2/3. The stats are really nice for Zombie Chow. He's gonna get rid of his Argent Squire to make room for his other cards. So I think a turn 1 Undertaker into a Zombie Chow play is pretty good, unless he starts with Zombie Chow. So this is one of those new Nax Zoo variations.
Oh god.
It's lots of nice minions in the early game. Undertaker is going to go down. Zombie Chow is going to go down, buffing up the Undertaker to 2/3. And
this is going to be a problem.
2/3s on the board. And despite the death rattle of the Zombie Chow giving 5 health to your opponent, he's going to be in play long enough to make all the damage he needs to make it back.
Yeah.
So kArNaGe, despite all the Control Warriors tools, it's a little hard to prepare for this in turn 1, but Unstable Ghoul is going to come down.
Yeah, the Ghoul's not really going to do much of anything here. Effectively, Zombie Chow is still... the Undertaker is still going to go through 3/4. He will die, but Zombie Chow is going to deal 2 damage there. And effectively... actually, he will not die because he only deals 1 damage. What am I talking about? So yeah, 3/2, 2/2, and 1/1. All pretty good from next round. So with this new variation, we're now looking at a lot of different variations for Zoo. There's the good old Zoo that no one plays anymore. There's the Demon Zoo. There's this next Zoo. And there is also the, you can say, the Stat Zoo. There's also the Aggro Zoo. There's also Aggro Zoo. There's also the Tauntaun Zoo, which we're now looking at 04. That's just too much Zoo here. Everyone wants a piece of their own action.
And wow, look at the value Chalk is getting off of his Undertaker. Death Rattle from the Nerubian Egg is going to give him another buff. He's going to clear out the Acolyte of Pain, and now he has 5 minions on the board by turn 3. More on the way in the form of the Nerubian and the Spectral Spiders. kArNaGe needs to draw into some answers or some defense, he's just going to get walked all over.
This is what I meant when I first said that your opponent doesn't have any good starting hand, and you have got such a fantastic starting hand. You're just answering all the questions you saw that he's putting forth in front of you with just 1 Undertaker. That's about it. So right now, kArNaGe just got 1 out, and 1 out only. That's going to be the Cleave. The Cleave needs to hit the Undertaker as well as Zombie Chow just to nullify these threats. But if you place the Cleave and he hits the Egg, it's going to be a nightmare. That's a 4/4 right there.
RNG against Egg has been good for the Egg lately. So
and let's just look at this. If he hits the Haunted Creeper, it's going to be 2 1/1s right there, and there's nothing he can do. There is no Whirlwind in hand for kArNaGe. He doesn't have an answer. Where are all the Death Spite? Where are all the Whirlwind?
Yep, so Zoo being Zoo, he is starting to walk all over Chalk right now. He's going to put down the Direwolf Doggy and going to take out the 1/3 Acolyte of Pain with probably his Zombie Chow just to get rid of the card draw. kArNaGe is now going to be out of draw options as a Control Warrior. Those are his 2 big options. And 6 minions on the board right now for Chalkets. He's going to probably be snowballing into this. Do you think now is the right time to cleave? Possibly hitting Zombie Chow would be good. Get some health back for himself. Undertaker would be perfect because that's the thing that's been wrecking his face all of this.
The Nerubian Egg would be disastrous.
Yeah, that's right.
So realistically speaking, there's 2 good. Okay, there's 3 good, 1 bad, and 1 50% bad. So probably I would cleave. But he went with Sludge Belcher, which I feel is still a safe play. Unfortunately, because the 3/1 is there, effectively Abusive Sergeant means that Sludge Belcher might just die here.
So tapping first.
He just taps Soulfire. Doesn't matter.
Oh wow.
Soulfire, yeah. It's perfectly legit. Wow. He decides to buff up Sludge Belcher. What's this? This is a misplay.
Did he make a Oh yeah, that's
Yeah, that's the worst misplay here. Man, Chalk is just shivering right now, crumbling under the pressure of competitive play. And effectively here, if he runs the Haunted Creeper, it's only going to be a 1-1. The Abusive Sergeant was not needed in this play at all, but he still went with that anyway. So he's still going to deal 9 damage this turn, and kArNaGe is... He just doesn't have... He does have another Sludge Belcher there, but he needs a bot clear, he needs Brawl.
He needs to cleave and get 5 life back for himself and put down some taunts. It's the only way he's going to survive. That was pretty unfortunate on the side of Chalk. He could have given Abusive Sergeant to the egg and get the Nerubian out of the shell. Yeah, kArNaGe, 9 health is a little...
He's going to cleave right now.
Let's see where the cleave's going to hit. He's going to get the Undertaker. That's awesome.
It's a little too late though. The damage has been done. Yeah. Okay, he's still going to heal up with Zombie Chop. Yeah, okay, he needed the Undertaker dead a long time ago.
Yeah.
So now he's down to 14 health, or rather up to 14 health. I never thought I could say up to 14 health. But
Up to 14 health. But the minions keep coming.
oh no! Don't play the Flame Imp. Come on, you're gonna have to run the 1-1 into the 4-1 and throw 2 more daggers. You gotta be kidding me. Oh god. Okay. Okay, at least the dagger landed in the right place.
He's safe. Alright.
For now. So kArNaGe back to 9 health. What does he have? Brawl maybe? No, it's just
No
kArNaGe.
Brawl. Oh no. Okay.
No Brawl, just kArNaGe. Okay, he can shield block here. Buy some time. There is only a total of 4, 5, 8, 11 damage on board. Shield block is going to put him out of lethal range. He can also Shield Slam as well as Hero Power just to kill the Knife Jug, seeing how the Knife Jug is going to be a problem. He can also play Sludge Belcher, but he needs an answer. He needs just to wait for 1 or 2 more turns before Alexstrasza comes out, and then he'll be back to 15 health. But just this aggression, really.
It's a little... I mean, despite all the removals in the arsenal of a Control Warrior, not this many minions.
Oh, he is so greedy. Knife Jug all day.
Knife Juggler. And Haunted Creeper is gonna come out. Gonna give... Oh no, don't play it first. Let the minions come out. Okay. Alright.
Okay, as long as both Knife Jug do their work. Okay, one Knife Jug is just skiving off there. Bad Knife Jug.
Bad Knife Juggler.
I don't know why would he do that. Double Nerubian Egg. He might be afraid of Brawl. He might want just, you know, a confirmed victory here. What he doesn't know is that Brawl comes out, top deck Brawl! What's gonna happen here is that there might be a 4-4. He needs to be careful here. Shield block, 4-4, 4 damage maximum. Let's look at that. 4 damage maximum, and O2 survives. That's the best case scenario. Worst case scenario, double 4-4, that's gonna be 8 damage, 4 health, shield block, 5, 9. Yeah, he is still a lethal. But we cannot guarantee, guys, that there will not be a top deck Doomguard, or there will not be a top deck Soulfire.
That's right. So Chalk still has many options. Being able to draw 2 cards every turn is still very good for him. He has a lot of health.
I wanna see kArNaGe back. I wanna see kArNaGe back to 15 health. Come on, you're gonna do the brawl here. Okay, there is a total of 4, 5, and too many. 11 damage on the board right now. The worst case scenario for him is really not that bad kind of scenario. What he can do also is he can shield slam 1 egg first, and then brawl. But he needs to be careful. He doesn't have the mana for that.
Count your mana, kArNaGe.
You don't have the mana for that. Don't get tempted. That's a sly temptress. Come on, it's a seductress. That egg is so sexy right now, but you don't shield slam it. You brawl. Here's where you brawl. Come on.
Worst case scenario, he leaves.
4-4,
I mean, best
8.
case scenario for him, he gets a 4-4
but still,
an egg remaining.
Oh, okay. I don't think he has got no, because one other minion is gonna survive if that's the case. So there will be a scenario where he gets 4-4 as well as one other minion surviving. So that's gonna deal 9 damage. He doesn't have a choice. Brawling there is just too risky. It's just too risky. If one egg survive, he wins, and that's 2 out of 7.
Yep.
Here
so he's
he
gonna
survives.
choose instead to start clearing out the smaller, the bigger minions of Chalk. Chalk now has 5 damage on the board.
Uh-oh.
Defender
Weaponized
of Argus. Okay, that
My
is
favorite.
gonna suck.
Oh yeah. Okay,
And
so his armor is gone, but guess what? Alexstrasza is here, and we're back to 15. And he's just buying turn after turn, time after time. Probably gonna play Alexstrasza here. Okay, maybe not probably, but 100% gonna play Alexstrasza here. And
Yeah,
it's still
he has no
6
choice.
minutes on board. Yeah, I didn't really think about that. It's really my bad on my part. I thought that, you know, if both eggs die, and something else survive, probably he could survive. But here comes the top deck Doomguard that I mentioned.
And that's it.
Is that it? 5, 10, 10, 14? No, it's not it. No, it's not it. It's still one off lethal. One off lethal. And he can still tap. If he gets the top deck Soulfire after, if he gets Doomguard, I'm gonna be laughing my ass off. If he gets Doomguard, there's no space to play Doomguard. You'd be like, what just happened?
OneOffLethal.com. Why did you not tap?
Okay.
He
So
had the
here,
help for it.
here, can he mount the comeback of Century?
Not when 2/4/4s are gonna come out from those eggs, no matter what removal you do. There's
Damn.
no way past those. Not at 1 health.
He can still brawl. He can still play Cockern Elite. There's still a chance.
Yeah, but that's not gonna deal with the inevitability
he needs to
of
think here.
2/4/4s coming out. Yeah.
If he kills one first, and the egg survives, the egg will spawn a 4/4 Cockern Elite. There's still a way out of this. There's still a way. There's still one way out of this. Is he runs the 8/8 into the 1/3. He needs to run that first. And nope, no armor smith for you, sir. Keep that in the hand, please. Run the 8/8 into the 1/3. Run the brawl, and pray that the egg survives it all. That's the best case scenario. If something else other than the egg survives, that's gonna be 2/4/4. Okay, maybe only 1/4/4, and he can run. Oh, he's gonna YOLO brawl here. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, 2 against 7. Who is gonna survive?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 minions in the brawl.
Oh, I see Bowman Extras and Cockern Elite. It's over. Oh god. Oh my god. Oh, and 2-1 once as well, and 1-2-1. So. Yeah. Now we know Brawl isn't really the savior or anything. There's so much Death Rattle minions there. It's like what just happened there, guys? Spectral Spider BM finish. You gotta be kidding me.
Wow. Okay, so Chuck's gonna take that match, and we are gonna go after a very, very short break. We're gonna go into a top 8 bracket, single elimination, best of 5 to decide the top 2 slots of who is going into the Americas Qualifier with this Philippine qualifier for the BlizzCon community for the Philippines. That's redundant.
Yeah.
But yes, thank you for joining us this afternoon. It has been a long day of Hearthstone. We hope you're enjoying the cast. Yes, we see in the chat we are, free packs are coming. Just be patient. We're giving them out every match. So, yep. So just relax. Don't riot, please.
Yeah, seeing
Hope
how
you're
we've got
enjoying yourself.
over 100 viewers, we're gonna give 2 packs instead of 1, and yeah, that's pretty exciting. So just fastest fingers first, or fastest connection first, however you call it. And good job there. That's it. We're gonna be back with a BO5 single elimination phase 2 of the BlizzCon Community Qualifier with the top 8 from phase 1. And we're gonna be back after updating the score. So just hang on tight, and just over the next 10 minutes or so. There might be a tiebreaker though, so the random wall tiebreaker might just appear. And we'll be back with updates in just 10 minutes. See you guys in a short while.